Have you ever had the sensation of being watched, or is it really what you know as it is, or it's programmed to be like this? Today's show will get you thinking in many ways because we will be discussing conspiracy theories. Everything that you already know, or as we say in Spanish, a secret within many voices. But not every single one of these theories are confirmed. They wouldn't be theories if they were confirmed. Which ones do you know? Which fact or which event have you ever heard that hasn't been really confirmed, whether if it's true or no? UFOs sightings? Is it really what you see in your electronic device an algorithm or a random event, or you are really spied by your own device or by the companies to show you what it's supposedly good for you? I'm being too mysterious and I like it. I'm being surrounded by darkness. Let's get on with it. Today in the Let's Talk Show, I am Mike and I welcome you to talk about the conspiracy theories. And for this, we have two experts on the matter. They have been eager to talk about this during an open channel, and here's their opportunity. I would like to call this event, this canonic event, Poncho squared, Poncho al cuadrado, since we have not one, but two Alfonsos or Ponchos right now. Let's bring them out. Hi, Poncho. Hi, Poncho.
Hello.
How are you guys doing, guys? Thank you so much for being here with us, and I'm sure you have a lot to share with our viewers.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, my pleasure, Rose. My pleasure. Now, before we get started with the main course or with the big guns, let's just cover a little more general ground for this topic. And my question for both of you guys is this. First of all, how did you find out about conspiracy theories and what got you into them? Alfonso, Poncho, let's talk. Go, please.
I remember that ever since I was a child, I heard about, for example, John F. Kennedy's assassination, or the man never getting, to the moon. And I remember when I was in junior high school, the 9/11 attack. I remember that I was shocked. I absolutely didn't think that it was like a self-attack or something like that. But years after, I heard about all these things, like there were plans to do this kind of stuff, and there were some justifications to do them. So I think that's more or less the way that you start getting into this kind of stuff. Like you see the government as your enemy or stuff like that, and then you start getting into these kind of ideas, probably. At least that's the way that I got into it.
All right. Poncho 2.0. Same question. How did you find out about conspiracy theories and what got you into them?
I think, like many people or like most people, I found out or started hearing about those type of conspiracies when major events started happening, and you started hearing from the news and from different governments and correct data or correct information that is provided. And it gets to the point where you get to realize that not all of the information is being shared. It's filtered, and most of the governments think, or they say that they're doing that for the sake of the people, just to make sure that panic doesn't go through and that people will not be just running around, I don't know, losing their minds or creating chaos. So, I don't know. I guess what got me into those is not just thinking that there's something else going on and that I need to find out the truth, but actually all the interesting facts about those that are kept from the public, the reason behind those being kept from the public, and just try to get more information out of it. And I guess a lot of people wants to know more than the people next to you. So if you get to know more, you have more power. I've always said that knowledge is power. So I always want to learn more.
Now, for our next question, let me give you a little bit of context here. I'm a very curious person. I like to research about a lot of topics, especially the paranormal stuff or the metaphysic stuff. Do I have a tangible proof of that? Not exactly. Do I like to know about it? Of course. So, in this case, guys, there are tons of information out there. There are many conspiracy theories out there. Do you firmly believe in them or in some of them, or are you a skeptic when it comes to this? Poncho, let's talk. Alfonso Cortés, please.
Well, sorry, there are some theories that I find far-fetched, and there are some that I honestly believe, like firmly believe in them. I firmly believe that some things have happened and we haven't been told for several reasons that are complex, but I do think that there are some conspiracies that have happened. There are even some documented conspiracies. Not everything falls into the same bucket. There are some conspiracies that have been proved to be true. So yes, I do believe in some of them.
What about you? What is your insight?
I usually do keep a more skeptical view on conspiracy theories, because I know that, like I said, I know there are things that are kept from the public for different reasonings, and there are things that really left open for imagination. So people tend to exaggerate or exacerbate a lot of things and create a whole bubble or a whole story behind events. And a lot of the times, a lot of the conspiracy theories will include lines of thoughts that are not really related or directly related to the actual event. But like Alfonso mentioned, there are some of them that have been proven to be true at certain degrees, maybe not 100% of what it's been said, but it's definitely, I think there's some truth behind most of them. And it's just a matter of doing proper research and, lifting the proper rocks to get to the bottom of a certain pieces of information that will lead you to eventually believe that those things are true at some degree.
I have the fortune to personally address with each of you one particular conspiracy theory that you either found very interesting or you are quite fond of. So let's move on to that. Alfonso, Poncho, let's talk. You mentioned something that honestly I didn't know about, which is the theory that every single device that we use for our everyday lives, from phones, laptops, even smart TVs, etc., are meant to be obsolete within a certain period of time. Because for my sake, and for the sake of our viewers, could you please tell me a little bit more information about that? How did you came across with this theory?
Okay, the planned obsolescence. Well, there is a YouTube channel that I like to watch. It's called Veritasium, and it's a very scientific channel. At least that's what I think. Or in general, most of it's very, very scientific. So there's a lot of experimentation and a lot of proof about things. He generally talks about physics and stuff like that. But in this occasion, he talks about a light bulb. The light bulb that has been on since 1901 and they have never turned it off. And it's still there. It's still there, you know? Like, it's not even connected to a light switch. I think there is a generator, so it never loses, you know, like, because it's probably a world record or something, you know? But the important thing is, like, how can that material last for so long? Right? So he heard from a friend that there was something called planned obsolescence, and that at some point in 1924, several companies from different countries, several companies such as General Electric, Osram, there's one from Japan, and Philips, they got together and they created something called the Phoebus cartel, you know, and it's called Phoebus because apparently Phoebus is the Greek god of light, you know, so they were in that kind of business. The important thing is that they got together because the light bulbs were lasting too long and they weren't making enough money because they weren't selling enough light bulbs. In 1923, they had sold 63 million light bulbs. And then the following year, they only sold 28 million because the light bulbs were lasting too long. So they all got together and they decided to create light bulbs that lasted less time by using worse material, you know, like lower quality material, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but it's true. I mean, that is what I was talking about. Like, there are some things that can be called theories because, okay, I would like to ask, like, what is a theory, or what is our opinion of a theory? What do we think it is? What is it? I don't know. Poncho, what do you think a theory is? Or what do you understand by theory?
A theory should be a concept, an idea you have that needs to be proven.
Exactly, right? But this thing is not an idea. It's not something from our imagination or something that is like lying in the dark, stuff like that. This has background paper and you can look for it. Like it has been disclosed that this happened. So this is not even a theory. It's just a conspiracy. There are obviously some things that are conspiracy theories because we cannot prove them. We need more evidence. But these are the things that I firmly believe in. You know, even though the general population doesn't know about it, because obviously they don't give publicity to these kind of things. These things are true. I even saw something that a YouTuber did, I think around 2003. He called the Apple service center about an iPad or something like that. And they told him that he would have to pay, I don't know what amount of money, plus the shipping. And at the end, the guy giving the service says something like, but with that price, you'd rather buy a new one, And there was a lawsuit, and they fixed everything out of the court, like they generally do. When they fall into these kind of illegal things, and there's somebody that finds out, they, I don't remember the term, but they pay the individual some money. Yeah, they pay the individual some money so he doesn't go public and tell everybody about it. And you can look for this too. It's not a conspiracy. It's there. And it happens with a lot of things,
Speaking of that, something that, also is probably hiding in plain sight leads us to this kind of knowledge, whether if it's really out there or not, that's still up for debate. And one of these things hiding in plain sight would be the people or this group known as the Illuminati, which is our outsider Poncho is going to talk about. Personally, I really would like to know a little bit more about this, because in my case, I haven't gotten like the picture, or I haven't understood what these people is all about, or how do they describe themselves. What do you know about the Illuminati?
So the Illuminati, just like Alfonso was stating, is not just a conspiracy theory. Like, there's some truth behind it. The Illuminati is a real group. They were officially known as the Bavarian Illuminati, and they were created back in 1776 in Germany, in Bavaria. And the reason why they were created is during this process of enlightenment, they wanted to remove some of the scientific power from the church at that time, which is the same thing that a lot of other academies were trying to do at that time. There is a modem that it's being used by the Royal Academy of Science in the UK, which is part of what they were using as well. It's in Latin, and it says nullius in verba. And basically that translates to, in words of no one, basically it means don't trust what people tell you, but do your own research, investigate, and come with your own conclusions. So essentially what they were trying to do is create a group of people that are mainly designed or focused on science and corporate and all of these kind of industries that will enlighten people and bring the people to a new era of enlightenment, rather than staying underneath, darkness and the shadow of the church. So that was their main goal. Of course, they created a lot of issues, and there was a lot of backlash from the Catholic Church back then. So officially, they were a group for not very long. I think it was like 10, 15 years, something like that, maybe less than that. They were dissolved, but the conspiracy theory at that point became that this group was never actually dissolved. They just basically became like an underground cult, and they keep operating. And their main goal is to do what they call a new world order, and just basically attract or bring people that will align to their ideals and goals, and bring this enlightenment to the world and new ideas and scientific progress. I did some research. There's a way that you can actually like put your name out there and participate. And if you are eligible, you will get one of these. And I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but it has...
It's a seal.
It's the seal with the all-seeing eye. I don't know if you can see it.
It's a pyramid upside down with an eye in the middle. Am I getting this?
An eye in the middle. Yeah.
Right.
And with that envelope, it comes with this, which is like a membership card.
Okay. Yes, we see.
And I don't know if you can clearly see it, but it basically has all the logos, and there is a contract that you have to fill full.
What does it say? I cannot really see what it says.
On the card, it says Illuminati. It has a valid through date and a number on the back. It's just basically a number. That's it.
Awesome.
And again, that is like what you get with the envelope after doing a certain process. And there's supposed to be some steps ahead after that, which I have not done or gone through with that. But that's basically what's the idea with this group.
Alrighty. Wow, I did not see that one coming. And with both of your sharings, guys, I came up with like 20 questions for each of you, but unfortunately our time is running out. But before we do it, let's now incorporate our now traditional rapid fire round. Number 1. This is the easy one. Coronavirus, the COVID, a coincidental pandemic, or intentionally spread? Alfonso, Poncho, let's talk.
Oh my God. Look, what I know is that there is a predecessor for that virus, like from the lab. This is a fact. There was already some COVID-19, and they were already experimented with coronaviruses. They already knew some different variants of coronavirus. I don't know about the coronavirus like the 19, but it's very important to understand that it doesn't matter if it was a conspiracy or not. It's also a matter of taking advantage of these kind of opportunities by the people in power. For example, when there was this tsunami in this Asian country, it was not planned, but what happened afterwards, when they bought all the area of the bay, the people with money, and the people that lived there were just marginalized, that is a kind of conspiracy, you know? Even if it wasn't planned, they saw the opportunity. So, I don't know. But I'm not going to risk myself and say anything about the coronavirus. I don't know. But it was very convenient for many reasons. Many reasons.
It was. Well, you
like a lot of
outsider, Poncho.
Like if we are talking about a new world order, there is a new world order right now.
Pretty much. pretty much.
Yeah, I think the same thing, right? Like there's a lot of thoughts surrounding COVID-19. I know there was some people think that the 5G technology was responsible for spreading COVID-19 because 5G technology would weaken the immune system. I don't know anything about that. I know that people were saying, like Alfonso mentioned, that it was lab made. There are some previous testings done, and we already had other strains of COVID, and there are some records indicating that it's quite possible that it was designed and created or tested in the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China. What I'm not sure is, and I think nobody really knows, is that if he was intentionally released or as an accident. But yeah, I think it was really convenient. There were a lot of companies that really took advantage of what happened.
And this was the easy one. Now, question number 2. Guys, if you were given the needed resources and, of course, the time, is there a conspiracy theory or a case you would like to fully investigate? Alfonso, let's talk. Bow.
Yeah, I would honestly like to know if there is a group of people behind the controls of the world's course, socially speaking, economically speaking, all of these things. I would like to know if there are really like a group of people behind this, I don't know if it's like Illuminati or just a bunch of guys that were added to them, but I would really like to know if there is a conspiracy against humanity in general. That's what I would like to know.
Poncho, outsider Poncho?
I think, given the resources and everything to follow through, I would like to go to Area 51 base. I think that's one I would like to know a little bit further.
Alrighty. Now, for the last one, conspiracy theory, or to simplify the answer, just a curious fact you wish you never knew about, but you are aware of it right now. Poncho, let's talk.
Okay, that's a hard one. Like something that I really wish I had never heard about.
But you do now, and you think that probably you were better if you didn't know it.
Like ignorance is bliss, right? But no, I don't think there is something that I would like to ignore. I think that I'm okay like this. I don't think there is something that I would like to ignore. Honestly.
Point taken. Outsider Poncho, what about?
Yeah, I think the same. Like I said, knowledge is power. The more you know. So, yeah, I mean, so far there's nothing that I've learned that I wish I would never learn. Like there are some things that you get really surprised. It kind of blows your mind and it changes the way you see things. But I think it's always for the best. I mean, it all depends on how you take the information and how you use it.
I'm really grateful for being surrounded with people that appreciate and value the knowledge that they have acquired throughout their lives. And I'm also grateful that you guys took time from your lives to participate in this show. I wish we had more time to discuss more on the matter, because I'm sure there's more things that you would like to tell to our viewers and of course to me. However, we have reached the end of the line, but you're always welcome here. Thank you so much for your participation. Booyah!
Thank you.
Be seeing you around. And for all of our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to click on a weekly basis to know more about our Let's Talk show and to find out what we discuss with every topic. Alfonso Poncho Cortez was with us, which he's also in charge of the editing. Curious fact. Outside of Poncho also was with us. Eric Rios was in the controls. I am Mike. Goodbye and good night.